In the exclusive interview with NIO's founder, William Li, why is he so relaxed about what's going on with the stock price in the company?
Right, that's right. He was in surprisingly good spirits. I wasn't expecting that. And he was quite open to the fact that the company is facing an onslaught of challenges. It's laid off employees, it's delaying its plans to expand into the U.S., and reported its third consecutive month of declining vehicle deliveries. And he blamed some of the performance challenges on the broader issues in the China auto market. There's very weak demand. It's been exacerbated by the U.S.-China trade war. But investors aren't convinced, and they're worried that at the rate of cash burn in their cost base, they may run out of funds by the end of the year. So I asked him about this funding issue as well as what he makes of this record low stock price. Take a listen.
I think our investors don't understand our long-term value. For the standpoint of NIO, we have faith in our long-term value. There are complicated reasons led to the stock rise and fall, which is beyond our control. It's a very complicated thing, especially if there is a short-selling mechanism in the U.S.
But you speak of the challenges in the U.S. Meanwhile, the Chinese government is trying to attract the top technology companies to list on domestic exchanges. Is that something you would consider?
Now the Shanghai Tech Board is still at an early stage. We need to look into its regulations, which is also very complicated. We will consider overseas investors' interests.
So the money that you have from this partnership in China, you think will be enough to last you through the rest of the year?
Broadly speaking, we would like to connect the U.S. and Chinese capital markets. NIO has raised funding from global investors. We haven't raised any RMB funding, but most of the funding are U.S. dollar. Through the entity NIO China, we will be able to raise RMB funding in the future. As per the RMB fundraising, we definitely have a clear timetable. We hope to close the deal in the foreseen future. So far, we are on schedule.
It took Tesla 16 years to become profitable. How long is it going to take NIO?
You can't ask a 4 or 5-year-old toddler to make money. I think it's quite difficult. If you look at Tesla, it has been established for 16 years. NIO has only been established for over 4 years. I'm sure that we don't need over a decade to make profit.
So what are the plans for the United States? If you're not expanding in 2020, how are you thinking about the United States as a market long term?
I'm currently leading a team who's been working so hard, aiming to answer the question, what do NIO's product and service, NIO's community, mean to the U.S. customers? What is the correct way to provide service to them? We will start to provide our service after we figure it out.
As William mentioned in the interview, they are doing this partnership with a Chinese government-affiliated entity, and they're supposed to receive 10 billion RMB from that. So he's hoping that will allay some investor concerns. He's also betting that they will recover and they will get a larger slice of the Chinese EV market, which is projected to reach more than 50 million annual vehicle sales by 2040, with China taking the lead.
You guys heard him. He sounds optimistic, but yet, he has to be. He has, a stock, shareholders, and, of course, you have to sound optimistic. But I see a lot of problems with NIO. Like, for example, NIO abandons making their own cars. So they will not make their own cars because overall, it's very difficult to be making cars on a mass scale, so I think they're gonna totally just abandon making cars, and they're gonna rely on third parties. So they're gonna buy the cars from a third party, and then they're gonna resell that car to a customer for very little profit. At least that's how I see their business model, because if we look at the financials, right? They are in negative margins. They lost $219 million. So they are in negative margin territory, and they lost $2.64 billion, which is a little better than actual last quarters. They've been laying off people, firing people, trying to cut back expenses. There's nothing really. I can't be very positive about NIO. NIO it's literally a lotto ticket in my opinion only. But the management could do something. They could do something that is amazing, that is unexpected, that will shoot the stock up. I don't know. Just recently the stock went from $2.60 all the way up to $3.26. That is literally a 26 or 27% gain. It could possibly go up even higher. I don't know for sure. The stock chart looks positive. It looks like it's uptrend. It's starting to uptrend. But I don't know. Like, honestly, the business model doesn't look good, but the chart looks not bad in my opinion. And the reason why they rally because of Tesla. Tesla announced good deliveries and NIO stock rallied. To me, that makes absolutely no sense. Tesla is a worldwide company. NIO is only a Chinese company. Yet, Tesla's upbeat deliveries help NIO stock rally. So NIO stock is nothing more than a gambling casino, really. So Tesla does well, NIO stock does well. Yay! So if you guys want to gamble on NIO stock because Tesla will do well in the future, I guess go ahead. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's an actual reason why the stock went up to $3.26. Please comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. I would love to hear what you have to say about NIO. So let's talk about Teslas, because this is a NIO versus Tesla video. So Tesla, beat record-beating deliveries, but yet the stock price, it climbed and then it fell back to 233. It could go down lower. I don't know. I honestly believe it's going to start to uptrend, but this is just my opinion. I don't know for sure. The charts are telling me that it's looking positive and the stock is going to continue to run up, but that's only my thoughts. I don't know for sure. Tesla biggest problem right now is their balance sheet. Their debt really. Last quarter they lost $667 million. Not that great, but I think this quarter coming up, their revenue will go back, possibly even surpassing the highest revenue quarter, which was $7.2 billion. Could be an $8 billion quarter with some profits. I think that could be a total possibility for Tesla moving forward. But the only problem with Tesla right now is the balance sheet. It's not really a balance sheet, but their debt. They do have quite a bit of debt. They had I think you have to tack right now. It's like $13 billion, but you gotta tack another $2 billion on because they took out another $2 billion of debt. Some of that is stock and some of that is debt, but yeah, and then they do have a decent amount of cash because of that money raised. They have a total of more than $4 billion of cash, which is a healthy balance of cash. So moving forward, they do have a healthy balance of cash. Not too much to say about that. And the biggest reason why Tesla is down so much is because of the 2.6. The reason why Tesla has such a huge debt is because they merged with SolarCity in 2016 for $2.6 billion. SolarCity was on the verge of bankruptcy. Tesla saved it, but in return, their balance sheet looked terrible because of the merger between Tesla and SolarCity. See, that was a bad move, but it's over now. It's done. It's it's part of their business. Maybe it could be a good part of their business in the future. Right now, not so much, but there's a total possibility. And then they have the Shanghai factory that's going to be completed in sometime in 2019, probably in October, and production could start. And cars could be coming out of that facility in maybe November or December. So that's like, that is a very positive thing for 2020. I believe Tesla will be a very, very fundamentally strong company in 2020. That is what I believe. Oh, I don't know why I have my analytics up. And Tesla is the only company in the world that I'm aware of that's making Tesla a semi-truck. So that's pretty cool. I think that's going to add significant amount of revenue to their earnings, but that's not a I think that's a 2020 project. So, but still, that's going to be pretty sweet when we start seeing those Tesla electric semis on the road. At least that's just my opinion. And unlike NIO, Tesla is a worldwide company. They sell cars all over the world, in the United States, Europe, almost all the entire world, Australia, Canada, almost every country in the world, Tesla sells in, while NIO is only a Chinese company, and they rely heavily on the government and other manufacturers to make their cars. So I don't see why NIO is a long-term investment. As a gambling investment, sure. As a lotto ticket, sure, but as a safe fundamentals, if you compare it to Tesla, I just can't justify NIO being a competitor to Tesla at all. They abandoned the manufacturing of their own cars. I mean, if they still had the manufacturing and they actually were successful, yeah, it's hopeful. But they don't even manufacture their own car. They buy the cars from another manufacturer and then resell that to their customers. So their profit margins is right now is non-existent. So I mean, and for it to do well, they need to do more services, and they need to sell cars on a massive scale in order to even slightly make a gross profit. So it's not looking too good for NIO long term. I honestly, I can't see a reason why to invest into NIO long term. Short term, sure. Look for the bottom, try to play the market, because people like to trade this stock for some reason. So 75 million shares is pretty big in my opinion. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up, it helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates. Have a great day. Bye.